Talk to me about understanding it and then emotionally, and talk to me about this concept of an identity shift, because you've said it before, but the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking about places in my life where I've had that shift over time, how I got that shift, and how I need to shift that in other places in my life.
Well, the whole role of identity is so governing that we don't realize that it controls most of our unconscious behavior, how we see ourselves. And most of the labels that we wear have been either picked up along the way or imposed by society with their definitions and what they believe to be the rules that go with them. And we wear lots of different roles, lots of different hats, lots of different identities. I am a parent, I'm a entrepreneur, I'm a vegetarian, I'm a whatever it may be. So if you can understand that the first and foremost, the most important level that one needs to get to when it comes to labels, for a start, understand that they're put on with Velcro, not super glue. If you turn around and say, I'm not a singer, I can't sing. Well, guess what? If that's the label you're wearing, you're absolutely bang on. But that's like turning around and saying dogs can't bark. You were born to sing before you were born to speak and understand language. You look at cultural history for thousands of years and there's nobody that doesn't sing. Now, you may not be Celine Dion, but everybody can sing. But as soon as we start making the association to me singing, meaning that it's painful because I think I'm being judged from other people who really don't care, then I will start shutting down that behavior because my identity is not that I'm not a singer. So if you start to question your labels to begin with, realize that they're Velcro, not super glue, but have a foundational point that the ultimate label for most people is their name. But what is your name? Your name is something you didn't even choose. It's a sound that is an arbitrary label by the mind that's been imposed on us that we then associate to who we are. I'm not Peter Sage. I am the expression of life known as Peter Sage. And it can be damaging if you don't understand it that way. You start to turn around somebody and they start feeling that they are a diabetic, and you're in trouble. Because now they associate all sorts of different levels of awareness, belief systems, behaviors, consequences to go along with that. If you look at the truth and say, I'm a person who is suffering from a condition called diabetes, then I'm separating the condition from my identity. My identity is empowered to do something about it. But if I am a diabetic, where do I go with that? So if you can come back to peeling all of the labels off, and the fundamental truth is, I am, full stop. If you can get comfortable with I am, full stop, not that I need to be something I'm not I need to be an entrepreneur, I need to be good enough, I need to be a better parent. Take the labels off. I am, full stop. What's the magic in that? Well, as soon as you're comfortable without needing a label, you're free to choose the label that most serves you. The second you think you need the label to validate who you are, to prove to the world whatever you want to prove, you're trapped by it, you're owned by it. And no amount of size of label usually is good enough for you to be able to believe it. You can only believe it when you don't need it. It's like love. You cannot love that which you need. Oh, I need you in my life. Well, then you can't love me. Why? Because you're always going to need that. Unconditional love is unconditional love. And I have absolutely no right over levels of expectation. It's like when I deal with jealousy in relationship counseling. And I ask a question, and depending on the level of enlightenment or level of consciousness, you can solve jealousy in one question. And the question is simple. What gives you the right over who should or shouldn't love you? Should you have the right over who should or shouldn't love you? Clearly not. So if you can understand the fact that the only role that I have in my relationship is to be the best me that I can be in order to be able to serve you at the highest level of needs, irrespective of what I think I'm getting out of it. Not enter into it as a horse trade. That's like, I'll meet your needs if you meet mine. And then guess what happens? The fact that most of us don't even know what our own needs are causes a challenge. Or, we get together, we get married, it's a match made in heaven. Why? Because he meets my needs, I meet his needs. Wow, we spun the coin and everything landed great. Until my perception is you're no longer meeting my needs, even if you think you are. My needs change 5 years from now, just as yours will, and did 5 years before. So now I'm doing the same things and my relationship's suffering and I don't know why. So if I can come from a place of saying, no, if your needs can become my needs, if I can serve you without any level of expectation in return, why? Because it's the right thing to do. Why am I picking up the litter in the park? Because it's the right thing to do, not because somebody's watching. And I come from that place of authenticity, then you can start to have a shift. So coming from a place of I am, full stop. I don't need a label. Now I'm free to choose. And so why wouldn't I choose an identity that best serves me? It can be empowered. I am a victim. No. I am an expression of life that's been given an opportunity to be alive at a time in human history that our ancestors have dreamed about, some of which died screaming in childbirth so that we have the right to be here today. What do you want to do with that? What do you do with the gift that you got? If it's not to be authentic and go out and create a difference.
Powerful. And you take people from the I am a victim, I am a child of abuse, I am a this, and they strip it down to I am, and then they build and choose the identity they want. To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to londonrealacademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media, log in and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at londonrealacademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.